Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm here back with Nevin Shapiro, and today we're going to get a little bit deeper into the Mario Cristobal relationship between Nevin and him all those years ago. A lot of the comments that I've seen are indicating that Nevin never really knew Mario or didn't know him in that capacity. So we're going to deep dive into it for you guys today so you guys can see the relationship that he had previously with Mario Cristobal. We're also going to address the Cam Ward situation at the end of the show. We've had some negative comments regarding some things about Cam Ward, and we're going to clear that up for you guys. So before the video starts, please click that subscribe button real quick, drop a thumbs up, and as always, let's get into the action. How did your relationship start with Mario Cristobal from the beginning?
Well, Mario was a GA on the Butch Davis's staff, just starting off. So he was sort of a deer in headlights. Soon thereafter, he went to coach under Greg Schiano when Greg Schiano took the Rutgers job. So we had a little bit of a relationship, not much at that time. We really developed a good rapport around 2004 or 5 when he returned. I think he was an assistant offensive line coach he came back as. I don't remember exactly. And certainly I knew him very, very well pre-FIU, right before FIU, and then with FIU. So any commentary as to I don't know him or this and that, I like Mario a lot. Like, let me be clear. I don't, I've heard a lot of people say to me, why the hate for Mario? I don't hate Mario. Not at all. Not at all. What I have a problem with are some of the things that I hear behind the scenes, and that affects my judgment personally because I really know what's what. You understand? And
Yep.
you know what I'm talking about
Yep.
because you hear what I'm talking about or what I hear also. And it's nothing related to me personally feeling. I think Mario has done an incredible job of recruiting, whether he has money to do it or the resources to do it or not, like with the new NIL Wild West shenanigans. He's capitalizing on that situation that the University of Miami has, whether it's the collective or the Moss Brothers or John Ruiz or wherever the funds are coming from. And I think he's done an incredible job, incredible recruiting. And the reason I know is because Miami used to have to kill post me to get like 5 stars in the building. Forget committing, just to get him in the building was a big deal. And now he's got like every 5 star in America coming through. And so that bodes well for him. He is great at recruiting and selling the vision. No issues there. Where I have my issues, some of the personal things that I happen to know of, and that doesn't sit well with me because it's a dictator mindset and I don't like it. I don't like it. And there's guys that have paved the way and cut teeth for this program many, many years before Mario. Guys that Mario were carrying the bags for. Okay? And that just resounds loud to me. That's one. Then you got some of the coaching decisions, not taking the knee against Georgia Tech. It's like an arrogance. And I don't dig it. I just don't dig it. I know something else that bothers me. Some people he keeps close by. I think they're clowns. And that frowns makes me look at him a certain way for keeping those guys. Like me keeping Pee Wee around me back in the day. Pee Wee was a schlub, but he was a good mole. So, um, and kicking that field goal against Syracuse, I said I wasn't going to talk about last year anymore. Man, that shit just rubbed me sour, nasty, wrong. Just I don't like. I didn't. It was a, it was just a weak move, man. And that shit, and that's it. Other than that, I love Mario. I don't. I think he's. I think he. I wish he would embrace the culture of what we've had here, and the legend of what we've established, and use it to his benefit and advantage.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. That's Mario Cristobal in a nutshell. Anyone who thinks I don't give a come on, let's go, man. What are we talking about here, man? Like, do I have to really validate myself with anything to do with the University of Miami football program? Anything? I know this, I don't know that. I know this guy, I don't know this guy. Does really anyone think that? I mean, is Santa Claus anything more than a fat guy from the Northeast? Come on.
So when Mario was a graduate assistant at Miami, could you see the potential from early on that he could become a head coach one day? If so, why?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. That was way too early for me to assess a situation like that. I can tell you what I remember, really 2004, 2005, as a young guy cutting his teeth. But he had proven himself as a recruiter because you know how hard it is to recruit a guy out of South Florida to go to Rutgers. Forget like even South Florida, like anyone to go to Rutgers. I mean, Piscataway is an absolute shithole, and so for him to have recruited the way he did it at Rutgers through South Florida was very impressive. So you knew he always had that recruiting edge, and you know he's proven so. There's no question. Mario's top-notch recruiter. He's up there with anybody.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So I can't say that I saw anything back when.
So a lot of the intel that we get within is that Mario has been extremely controlling with a dictator-like attitude towards staff and players. Since you knew him on a personal level, could you foresee this happening?
No, I always liked Mario a lot. Had a great relationship with him. Really good. Not like good, solid. No,
Did you
solid.
guys used to hang out? Like, what did?
I wouldn't say we. It was we had a very casual relationship,
Yeah.
but we knew each other very well.
Hmm.
But you know, he had his things going on, and you know, he was a first time head coach, and you know that bears a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, and if I thought there was something that was worthwhile pushing his way, I certainly was happy to do so. You know, I thought he did a really good job with FIU, considering what they were.
Right.
Really good. I'm listen. I'm a Mario Cristobal fan. Like I just want to tell you, I'm a Mario Cristobal fan. I don't care what anyone thinks or thinks I say, and I am. I just have other issues that really
Yeah.
others wouldn't know what I know, and so that's how I feel
Yeah.
about that situation.
What do you think the ultimate reason is that Mario Cristobal's attitude has changed from when he was a GA until now?
$80 million. That ego's out of control, man. Not his, just in general. When you have an ego, I know because I've had one and been that way. Still have one, but not to the level at which I once did because of what my journey's been. But, you know, when you're drinking that Kool-Aid, man, it tastes good. That's it. There's your answer. I mean, he's 80 million. Someone anointed him king. Forgot to tell everyone else.
Nick Saban -8 titles.
Well, maybe because it's coming from you, it'll sound better.
We'll get someone else on here to say it. That's my favorite comment that you've made about him, Mario Cristobal. Nick Saban -8 titles.
Is it?
It's true. I
All
mean,
right.
there's
Thank
no
you.
other way to put it.
I'd like someone to point out something that I've said that isn't true.
Yeah. Listen, I just sometimes I make these questions based off of what they kind of
I
like,
hope
what the
everyone sends in
response,
questions.
yeah,
Send
the
send the
response we
worst
get.
questions you could think of. If you like me, send something to trick me or twist me up. I don't care. I
Yeah.
love it. I mean, do you guys want to really hear like other podcasters out there about the University of Miami? I'm not even going to mention names. Guys I don't really know, but I see their stuff's come up on my algorithm. Would you rather listen to those guys just tell you everything's great? Or would you rather hear the real? And what's really going on? Like, if you had cancer, wouldn't you want to know you got cancer?
It's a great way
No
of
one's going to
putting it.
give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you raw. Look, I want them to go undefeated. I don't dislike Horson Beck. Man, I hope he is amazing. And for his sake, he better be.
He better be. He's got a lot of money on the line for this kid.
Listen, the kid shit is out the window. These guys are professionals, man.
Yeah,
6 million? Now you got an obligation.
absolutely. So Mario's overall record is 84-76 lifetime head coaching record. He's 3-5 in bowl games lifetime in his career. Last week when we did our podcast, you said Mario Cristobal is a few games above 500, which is correct. And some of the comments we received were in his defense. due to him having to rebuild FIU. Do you disagree or agree with that excuse?
I agree. I agree. There's got to be a you got a great amount of curve because there's certain window of build up, like in regards to the FIU situation. So maybe it's maybe that point is well taken, that whoever commented about that, but let's not mistake him with Bear Bryant, right? Let's be real. What has he won? Be honest. What has he won?
Yeah,
A Pac-12 title with Oregon during COVID. What has he won?
nothing.
I will shut the fuck up. Listen, I will shut up if he wins the ACC and gets to the playoffs. Anything beyond that, they got to be talking about job security. I'm just telling you. I'll shut up. I hope I do shut up. I hope he makes me shut up. But if he doesn't win the ACC and get to the playoffs, I won't shut up because I know there's too much talent there, and they should have been in the national title game last year. Whether they won it or not, I can't say, but they should have been there. They definitely should have been in the playoffs.
Forget it.
I just like I don't even want to talk about last year, but I don't want to dance around the question. He's he's a middle level coach with a high upside recruiting value.
Yeah,
That's how I look at him. If he wins, he can still win a national title. That wouldn't make him a great coach, in my opinion, but it would justify and validate his salary. Is that like a proper way to put it? I mean, that's it. That's how I feel.
yeah.
He's never gonna remind me of Jimmy Johnson or Nick Saban or defensive wizardry. He has done an incredible job on the offensive line. Incredible. That's the strength of that team. Okay, that's the strength of that team.
O line's
And by the
awesome.
way, they're going to have to keep Carson Beck clean because honestly, if I'm playing against Miami, I want to smash that kid's face. I want to fucking rock that kid to sleep. Okay, if I'm on the other end, that's the offensive line's problem and responsibility. And I suspect they're going to be great.
Yep.
But that's the most important part, not the defense. That offense line is the most important part of that team. Period. Not the defense. That offense line.
Yeah.
Because one shot to that kid and it's lights out. And they're just, where are they? They got a freshman, Luke Nickel, because Emory Williams will be out of here in 2 weeks.
Yep.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Next month.
I want to say something real quick. So, some of the comments that we also receive is based on, obviously, you're a Mario hater, right?
And I'm not a Mario
You're
hater.
not. What I was going to say is, I make a lot of these questions, all of them actually, and a lot of it's based on the feedback that we receive from you guys, and I bring up some of the topics regarding these things. I was a 100% a Mario Cristobal supporter up until Syracuse game. I was at the Syracuse game. I flew up there with a friend, and if he was here, he could tell you. Always supported Mario. The Georgia Tech game rubbed me the wrong way for sure because I was there as well. But that Syracuse game, it took the lid off for me. I couldn't. I
Mike,
don't.
sometimes you get, not you, but like sometimes a coach will just get too cute for his own good. Like you put a guy in motion 6 times, it's 4th and inches. All you do is, man, just push, go for a quarterback. And I just see instances where Mario like overthinks his situation and his scenario. He's always got to be cute, like he's the master strategist. Man, just play fucking ball, man. Just
Yeah.
play ball. Let these fucking kids play ball, man. You got great talent. It ain't about the fucking X's and O's. It's about the Jimmys and Joes, man. He's got talent. At this point in time, coach it.
Yep.
Make it go to the league and excel when you get to the next level. I don't care. I would say it right to Mario's face. I don't, man, if anyone watches us, You see, I don't hold back, man.
Yeah.
I'm so just raw and about what it is. I want to see them go undefeated. I want to see the University of Miami return to where they should be. They should be playing for the playoffs and that especially in this era. Every year they should be in it, and they should be dominated. Like, when's Miami back? I always hear that. You know when Miami's really back? When they're not losing to Louisville and Georgia Tech and NC States and those teams. Those are also ran teams. In my opinion, they're not top of the food chain teams. They're just not top of the food chain teams.
Yeah.
And that's when we're back. Where you stub your toe maybe once every 2 years against a team like one
Yeah.
of those teams.
Right.
But not until then, like, let's say we get through those first 5 games undefeated. You would think at that point we are top 3 in the country. Certainly.
Absolutely. Not a question.
Definitely top 5. Okay.
Absolutely.
If we go unbeaten in those first 5 games, you would say we're for sure top 5. Can you confidently, as a Miami fan, the last 20 years, 22 years, can you confidently think you're going to just cruise the rest of the schedule?
You better. I
But
mean,
in
yeah.
your mind, do you
Yeah.
confidently think you're going to just walk through the rest of the schedule? You should, but SMU on the road's lurking.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Virginia Tech on the road is lurking. And these are just games that shouldn't be lurkable games. You should just be like, yeah, we're going to put it to these guys. You can't say that with confidence.
No.
You can't. And that's why it's just hard to get really overexcited. How many times do you got to get burned? How many times do you got to get burned?
100% correct.
Right?
Absolutely. And for me, the reason why it was the Syracuse game for me, not really because of the 4th and 10, which was horrible decision. It was the fact that that was the playoff game.
It was.
That's your first playoff game. And the fact, in any
It couldn't have come out any better.
But any fan that disputes what I'm about to say right now is nuts. Put any really good coach in that position, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, even the Kirk Cignettis, the Rhett Lashleys, with that team, did they take them to the playoff? Absolutely. They took their own whatever teams they had.
Yeah, and
to the playoff.
I swore that I really don't want to talk about last year, man. I just really think that was a choke off of a season. I really do. That's just how I feel. That was a choke off of a season. And like, oh, let's improve on 10 wins. Fuck that. There was no improving on that. Could have been undefeated.
Yep.
Should they have lost to Georgia Tech? Should they have lost to Syracuse? No and no. And then of course the last game against Iowa State, they wouldn't even have played that game. That game was like whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't even matter.
Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah, And so no, there's no. I'm not a Mario hater. I'm a realist. And if you don't like it, tough.
Absolutely.
Tough.
So let's close with this. This was going to be the final segment of the show today, which is the Cam Ward conversation.
Yeah, let me address this Cam Ward thing. So like, okay, this is for anyone out there who may like me, not like me. I don't really want to keep going through this, but I'm going to say this. I know for certain, it's not intel. I know for certain Cam Ward was the Giants' pick. The Giants wanted Cam Ward desperately. They were with him bowl week. They were with him the week before. They've been spotting this guy for a minute. As far as I'm concerned, early to mid-November. That's when I first became aware of this. Cam Ward was a top 20. Anyone who's watching this can go to whatever ESPN draft prospect board was out there. In the December 10th is when I dropped this on Pac-Man Jones' podcast. And I had just been told that that morning. Cam Ward was a top 20, closer to 20, 15 to 20 range, projected first-round pick. I was told the Giants, who at that time had the number 1 pick in the draft, is all in on Cam Ward, was making him their first pick. Now, anyone that claims Cam Ward's a legitimate number 1 pick and Adam Schefter and this and that, they can all take a backseat to me. Because I said it before anyone said it. Before anyone said it. True?
Yeah.
Otherwise, prove it.
Right.
When the Giants won, The Giants still wanted Cam Ward. Now, Nevin Shapiro doesn't control what the NFL teams do, but I'm telling you, the Giants still want Cam Ward right now. And then I got the intel. The Jets were ready to trade up for him. Some guy makes a comment. Oh, they just signed Justin Fields. This guy don't know what he's talking about. Do you think the world just sits still waiting for Cam Ward? You got to make moves. The free agency period started. This is how the NFL works. The Jets were offering a lot for Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Tennessee just kept holding out.
Yep. They don't want to give it the first pick.
And if they do, it's going to be a king. Now, I'm being told specifically, Cleveland will match any offer the Giants make. Anything. For Cam Ward. So do I look bad? Or do I look like Nostradamus? I was months ahead of everybody. He's going to be the first pick of the draft. So how do I look bad?
Right.
Unless you're just miserable and you hate that someone's got this type of knowledge and
let me bring this up. So there was a specific guy on TikTok that I was going back and forth with yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I generally don't even get into this type of banter with everyone, but he wasn't being very disrespectful. He just was kind of like indicating certain things that you were saying, brought up, like not only that you said Cam Ward was going, but you also said Shannon Dawson was going with him. So I wanted you to clear that up too.
Well, yeah, no problem. So specifically on that, when I was told by the people that are very close to that, making that decision, they said they want to bring, if they're able to get Cam Ward, they want to bring the offense coordinator with him. Reason being, it's a copycat league. Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels, you saw the success Jaden Daniels had. They had great success. It's a copycat league. You bring your guy with him so we don't have to go learn a new offense, a whole scheme. I was told it's a 2-for-1 deal. And by the way, if the Giants were to get Cam Ward and find their way, do you think Shannon Dawson's still off the table?
No.
What makes you think he would be off the table?
No.
Do you think the University of Miami can match what a professional team can pay him? No, they can't.
No.
Okay? So, like, anyone who questions it, I'm all about it. I don't say anything to be proven wrong. I say it because I know what I'm saying. If I'm saying it, it's because it either happened or this is what I'm being told. I don't have any reason to make up a story. I'm not chasing followers. I don't even give a shit if anyone follows me.
Yeah.
Don't follow me. It's easier. I don't care. Like I'm not a.
Yeah. Here's my message to the fan base or whoever is watching, as far as speculators or fans, is I look at it like this. Let's just say whoever's looking at this and their friend said this morning, we're going to go to Chick-fil-A. Okay, we're going to Chick-fil-A. But then in a few hours, the other person goes, no, we're going to go to IHOP. Okay. Well, did you first say you were going to Chick-fil-A? That was true, right? You were going to Chick-fil-A, but you changed your mind and now you went to IHOP. It's still true that you said about Chick-fil-A.
So there's only one first pick.
Yeah.
Right? If you really cut through all the bullshit, I nailed it. He's the first pick of the draft. I said the Giants were going to take him with the first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
The Giants won a game.
Yep. Things change.
But they won a game.
Yeah.
So it changed the order.
Yep.
He's still going to be the first pick of the draft. He wasn't when I said that.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about Cam Ward as the first pick.
Yeah.
Nobody. Oh, now it's easy to say, he's the first pick. Yeah, great. After the fact.
Yeah.
That's like giving someone the lottery numbers after it's already announced.
Mm-hmm.
I said it before it happened. There's nothing to talk about.
And even the Jets.
There's nothing to talk about. The Jets tried to trade up.
And
you know it and I know it.
Yeah.
Are the Jets sharing their plans with the rest of America? I happen to know this. How do I know? What's the difference how I know it? I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
You know? And by the way, when I mentioned that, they cut Aaron Rodgers the next day. Oh, that's a coincidence. Come on, man. My intel is whatever it is, it is. And I don't try to be an insider. I just find myself inside. That's it. It's not me being cocky, arrogant. It's just what it is.
Yeah. I just feel like if things don't happen,
who cares?
that
Listen,
people,
so
listen,
listen. If Cam Ward ends up at the Giants, great. If he ends up in Tennessee, he's the number one pick. If he ends up at Cleveland, they probably traded up for the number one for the first pick. Any way you slice it, I hit it. He was the first pick of the draft. Any way you slice it, I'm right. I'm right. Yeah, I said Shannon Dawson's going. Yeah, if he was going to the Giants, that was their play, and that still could happen.
I hope that cleared it up
I
for
mean, I don't know
everybody.
what more to say.
Yeah, I
He's the
hope that.
number one
No,
pick
I
in the
hope it.
draft. The
Yeah.
clear cut top player in the NFL draft.
Oh,
I
not
said
even.
it on December 10th. Somebody show me where he was a number one pick out of anyone's mouth prior to December 10th. Just come up with it. Prove me wrong.
Yep.
Don't take my word. Oh yeah, I'm right.
We'll put it on the show if you guys find something.
Prove it. Prove me wrong.
Yep, we'll put it on the show. Put it
Prove
on the
me
next
wrong.
show. Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, not only prove me wrong on that, anything you could pinpoint that you think I've ever lied about. Any comment, going back to the University of Miami scale. One comment that's not true. One. One. You'll get a shirt, a suitcase, golfing clubs, you name it. One lie.
Absolutely. Some things are subject to change. That's the NFL.
Come on,
So,
it's silly, man.
yeah,
You know, I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
100%.
And that's it. And
Yeah.
listen, you guys can watch all those people out there at the podcast, pregame, postgame, this and that. I'll be bringing. Watch us.
Oh,
I'm thinking about going to the. Well, I got to clear up my PO. I'm thinking about going to the south of France. I might need a little break from the UM podcasting.
why is that?
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm appreciated enough.
They should appreciate you a lot more. I said that last podcast.
Crazy.
They should be begging for you to come home.
Whatever. I love the U, man. I'm sorry. We went through that shit. You know.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Fellas love me. There's a couple stragglers out there that are, you know, a little bit bitter.
Yeah.
And, you know, fuck it, they'll get over it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be in the position they were in, more than likely, if I wasn't involved in their life to some degree.
So, guys, before you leave, please drop that subscribe button. On the Nevin Shapiro Show, we always keep things 100. We never script anything. The show is always going to be authentic. So, before you leave, drop that thumbs up as well. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.